Well, it's got honey in it today, so it's extra sweet. Guys, if you don't have a six-pack or you're not making six figures yet, you're not a man, you're still a boy. I don't care how old you are. If you don't have a six-pack and you don't have six figures, you are still a boy, because your physique and your income is a direct reflection of your self-respect. And as a man, it's your job is to provide and protect and help others. And how can you do that if you're not making like semi-decent money? Like, six figures is probably not even semi-decent, it's just the bare minimum these days. And who is going to want help from you if you're fat and overweight and ugly? So that's why you need a six-pack and six figures. It's the absolute bare minimum. And now if you're getting triggered by this and you're thinking, who the hell is this guy? Who does he think he is? Just I want you to be angry, because if you're not angry right now, you're not going to change your situation. And I know exactly how it feels, because I wasn't born with a six-pack. I wasn't born making six figures. I started from zero. I started from absolutely nothing. There's been times in my life where I've had £0 in my bank account, okay? And there's been a few times, but I'll tell you about one of the times. I'm working a job, it's commission only, door-to-door sales, okay? It's the worst job and the best job that I've ever worked, and I'll actually do future videos on this, but I'm doing commission only door-to-door sales because I was desperate. I didn't have a job, I didn't have any opportunities, okay? And you get paid every single week, but when you get paid for what happened 2 weeks ago and how many sales you did 2 weeks ago. There's no base salary, so it's just dependent on how many sales you do. But obviously when you start something new, you're not going to be very good at it. So I'd only been doing this job a few weeks. And 2 weeks prior, I didn't realize this, but I didn't actually do that many sales because I was still quite new. And sometimes you get paid on a Friday, but if it's delayed for whatever reason, sometimes it's on a Monday. So if you get paid on a Monday, well, you just had extra days without getting paid, and it really messes everything up. So I wasn't paying attention, but I never really had that much money in my bank account anyway. But it's a Monday morning, I go to fill up, I've got people in my car as well. I put £20 of fuel in my car, and I go walk inside to pay. And I go to pay and my car gets declined. I'm thinking, crap, I don't even have £20 in my bank account. And my colleagues who are in the car, like, looking in, like, why is James, like, taking so long in there? What's going on? And I was just like, so embarrassed. I was like, this is one of the most embarrassing moments of my life. I will never, ever, ever forget that. And how I felt, how pathetic it felt, right? Anyway, I managed to message a few people and get some money sent, and pay for the petrol and get on with my day and stuff like that. But I know how it feels to have nothing. Okay, I know exactly how it feels. I still remember it to this day, how it feels to have nothing. So when you have nothing, okay, all your problems are money problems. All your problems are because you have a lack of money. And when someone tells you, when you have no money, that six figures is not a lot of money, or 10k a month is not a lot of money, you're like, what? You just cannot fathom it, right? For most of for when I was younger, I just used to think, oh, I'll get to 10k a month, I'll be sweet. And I see on Twitter every single day now, people talking about 10k a month like it's some magical number. Six figures or 10k a month is the absolute bare minimum. It's like taking your first steps as a kid. And if you're not there yet, your job is to get there as fast as possible. And that's what this video is about. How do you get a six-pack, and how are you going to get to six figures? All right. So let's get into it. First of all, how to get a six-pack. How to get a six-pack? It's very simple. You've got training, nutrition, sleep, and lifestyle. They're your four variables. If you train well, you eat real foods, you get enough sleep, and your lifestyle's not crazy, and you do that for maximum 3 years, you should have a six-pack. If you want to speed up this journey, you can buy my course, link is in the description. You can hire me as a coach, and we can really speed things up and get you there as fast as possible. But if not, no worries, no problem at all. You're looking at a maximum of 3 years. I believe anyone, regardless of their current body weight, regardless of how obese they are right now, anyone in 3 years can get a six-pack. All right, so that's how to get a six-pack. How to get six figures. I believe this can be quicker. It depends on your starting point as well, but most people, If you're watching this video, you're still watching this video right now, you have all the tools and the intelligence and everything that you need to be able to make 6 figures a year. I don't care where you're from. I don't care whether you're from the slums in India. I don't care whether you're from the favelas in South America. Wherever you are from, regardless of your first language, if you are able to understand this video right now, you have all the tools that you need to be able to teach yourself a skill to be able to make money online and make 6 figures. And that's how you're going to do it, right? It needs to be a high income skill that you can do online. So for me, it was coding, programming. I taught myself how to program, and that was really my ticket out of poverty, if you will, is I learned to code. And then I eventually made 6 figures through being a software engineer and programming. All right, so that is an option. You could learn to code, but there's many other options as well. UI UX design, that's a big one. Sales, remote sales, that is a big industry, especially with the commissions and stuff like that. There's an opportunity to make a lot of money there. What else? Photography and videographer. By the way, I'm actually hiring for a videographer right now. If you know anyone who's decent, who potentially wants to relocate to Bali, who'd be excited about working with me full time, I'm not looking for someone with some crazy skills, all right? I'm just looking for a young dude who's got a strong work ethic, who's passionate about creating quality, authentic content. I've got a list of ideas here. I've got about 1,000 videos planned that I want to make over the next 3 years. But I need some help. I need someone with some skills to be able to help me bring these videos and this content to life. You know, there's only so much you can do with yourself and a camera. So if you know anyone or anyone who'd be interested, someone ideally has a little bit of experience, just so I can actually see what you can do, then get in touch. Send me a DM on Instagram or Twitter. So they're pretty much your options, okay? It's very easy to get a 6-pack. It's very easy to get to 6 figures. This is by no means the goal. This is the absolute bare minimum. This is step 1. This is your initiation to becoming a man, is a 6-pack and 6 figures. And if you're at 35 or 40 years old yet and you don't have a 6-pack or 6 figures, I'm sorry, but you're not a man, you're still a boy. And how do you expect, your physique and your income is a level of your self-respect. It really is a direct reflection of your self-respect. So if you don't respect you, how can you expect your wife or your kids or your peers or your colleagues or anyone else to respect you if you don't respect yourself? And it all comes down to standards. That's really what this video is about. It's about standards. Because there's a saying, I'm probably just going to get this wrong, but there's a saying which goes, you don't rise to the level of your goals, but you fall to the level of your standards. Something like that anyway. Hopefully you still get the meaning, even if I've got the saying wrong. But it's so true, okay? And I see a lot of people, they just have really poor standards for themselves. When I think back to, some people, they just tell themselves in their head, if I could just make 30k a year and drive a BMW, I'll be happy. 30k a year in a BMW, really? That you think that's all you're capable of? That would be happy? And if that does make you happy, cool. I have got nothing against that, and it's admirable to see people who can be happy with so little. But for me, I never wanted an average life. It was like a fear of mine. I was just scared of living an average existence, and it was my driving factor to how I've managed to get here today, was the fear of an average life. Right? And some people, they just need more than that. Some people just need more than the 9 to 5 and Netflix at the weekend. For some people, that is just, it's just not going to satisfy them. And for me, if I don't have a big goal, I'm not moving towards something, if I'm comfortable, then that's when danger sets in. If I look back at the times in my life where I've really gone off track, and I've started drinking and partying and girls and, doing all this debauchery, it's when I've got comfortable, or it's when I've not had a goal at all. So when I was at uni, I didn't really have a goal. I was just living for the moment. I was doing all kinds of crazy shit. And actually, it happened again when I came to Bali. When I came to Bali, right, I'm making more money than I've ever made in my life, about 20k a month, okay, in Bali, during lockdown, so it's cheaper than it is now. That's a lot of money. And I was just like, yeah, life's good. And I was still doing my work and stuff like that, but I was just chilling. I was just, not really pushing myself. I was doing a bit of training, but I started going out and started, seeing lots of different girls and just getting really distracted and off track, and I wasn't growing, I wasn't progressing, I wasn't reading books, I wasn't trying to better myself in any way. I was just kind of stuck. I just plateaued for ages, for like maybe like 2 years. I just didn't see any progress whatsoever. And that's because I wasn't thinking big enough. I just thought six-pack abs and six figures, I've made it, but I've not made it. That is literally just the first step, okay? That is the bare minimum for a man, is a six-pack abs and six figures. And it all comes down to standards. Some people literally have zero standards. Some people are happy with having a shower once a week. Some people are happy with not leaving the house. Some people are happy with, like cutting their hair like once a year. And if you are that kind of person, well, don't expect to go very far in life. But if you want big goals, then you need high standards to match. Like, let's look at Elon Musk, for example. Elon Musk he's just not human, that person. He's just not human. Of everything that he's done, all the companies that he's built. But if you learn about his story, right? He created PayPal. He sold it for like 127 mil or something like that. He sold it for a lot of money. Then what did he do? He put all of it back into two companies, Tesla and SpaceX, right? All of it. He literally had to borrow money for rent, and he was sleeping at the factory floor. That is the definition of a guy who is all in, a guy who has extremely high professional standards. Can you imagine what goes on in his head? Can you imagine having to work for that guy? That dude must have some extremely high standards, okay? And that is no wonder he's in the position that he's in. It's unreasonable to expect that someone with Elon Musk's intelligence and his work ethic and his standards and everything that he's done and his balls to be able to do what he's done, right? To be able to go all in like that. It's unreasonable that if someone does those actions, they don't get the result that he's got, okay? And that's what you need to do. I'm not saying you need to be like Elon Musk, but if you have, first of all, you need to have a goal, which I've spoken about in previous videos. Begin with the end in mind, okay? But you need to make sure that your goal, you have a goal, first of all, so you know which direction to go in. But then also your standards match your goal, because you're going to fall to the level of your standards. So at least if your standards are high enough, then you're going to reach your goal, right? Hopefully this kind of makes sense. But if your goal is to become a millionaire, but your standards are just happy with doing the bare minimum at your 9-to-5 job, and you can't wait to get home and watch Netflix, and wank yourself off a few times and just order pizza at the weekend and not work out, well, chances are you're probably not going to get to where you want to go, because your standards don't reflect the goals that you have. So whatever, like the first step is to just pick a goal, something that excites you, that is much bigger than just six-pack abs or six figures. Like, pick a goal, have some direction, something which is emotionally exciting for you, and then ask yourself, well, what standards do I need? What person do I need to become that is capable of achieving this goal? For example, for myself, right? My goal is to be one of the best coaches in the world, not just in fitness, but like also in like health, performance, productivity, and especially mindset. Like, that's why with a lot of these videos I talk about mindset, because I really believe that the biggest lever you can pull and the best way to create lasting change in someone is to change their mindset. Because a person with the right mindset will already have the six-pack abs. A person with the right mindset will already have six figures. A person with the right mindset will already do what they need to do to be able to get what they want to get. You know what I mean? So my goal is to be one of the best coaches in the world. Okay, well, what standards do I need of myself to be able to achieve that goal? Well, first of all, I need to have high standards for my own life. Okay, that's why I live in a nice place. That's why I have a very kind of like simple, structured routine, and that's why I make the type of videos that I make. Like, it's intentional. I make these kind of videos which are unedited and authentic for a reason. First of all, I prefer to watch these kind of videos. Second of all, they don't require any editing, so it allows me to produce more of them. But third of all, I just think it just builds a lot more trust with people. Is like when you show more of yourself, and you show, like, when you get words wrong and when you say stupid things, you've got to show your imperfections, because life isn't perfect, and the temptation online is to just try and portray a perfect image, and the reality is far from that, okay? So everything that I do is very, very intentional, and that's why I need to make sure I am the strongest, best version of myself, and that's why I need to make sure I'm constantly learning every single day, and that's why I want to create a community and a course, which is in the link in the description down below, is because I want to be able to help people regardless of sort of their financial capabilities. Like for some people, they're only going to be able to watch these 3 videos, and that's fine. I've been in that situation myself, right? I've had no money, and I know what it feels like, but I also know what it feels like to be able to raise your standards. And a really good example of this, I wasn't going to say this, but I'll just say this, is that when I was doing the door-to-door sales job, okay, it was commission only, there's no salary, the people there, they had the standard of 3 sales a day, okay, because if you do 3 sales a day, you make £100 a day. And as an entry-level position, £100 a day is good money. Like the fact that you can leave school at 16 and go work a job and you can make £100 a day is pretty cool, okay? I'll make future videos on door-to-door sales and stuff like that. So I looked at it and I was like, okay, well, I don't want to be average. I want to be the best person in the office. I'm going to change the standard. My standard is going to be 5 sales a day, okay? And my standard was 5 sales a day. Did I hit 5 sales a day every single day? No. But some days I did 10. Some days I did 15. Some days I did 20 sales in a day. And the standard is 3. You know what I mean? In fact, I can't remember what my highest was, but it was something ridiculous. It was like 50 odd or something. No, maybe not that high. I can't remember exactly, but it was ridiculously high, okay? And it's because I went out and I started work and went into the field, we call it the field, every single day expecting 5, like no less than 5. And some days I didn't hit it, but I still went there with the attitude, and even if I didn't hit 5 and I only got 3, well, I'm still just like doing what everyone else is doing, okay? Everyone else is happy with 3, I'm disappointed with 3. Another example of this would be like Mr. Beast. If you know, Mr. Beast is like the biggest YouTuber in the world now, pretty much. When he makes a video, if it doesn't get 100 million views, he's gutted. It's a disaster. He's probably lost money on that video. For me, if I get like 1,000 views on a video, that's a good video. You know what I mean? So you just need to raise your standard, guys. That's what you can take away from this, is like 6-pack abs and 6 figures. A lot of people, their perception of those 2 things is, oh, if only I could get that. But you need to have the perception of that is the bare minimum. That is the bare minimum for me to be a man and for me to operate in the world at my full potential and be able to help people and to be able to achieve the goals that I want to achieve. Alright guys, I hope that helps. Go out there, get jacked, make lots of money and live a good life. Done.